Hi, Woods of Odin responding to Sexy Cows Don't Moo 6 rant. I wanted to address what you said about the vampire community as well as what you said about the GBLT community. First, the vampire community, now I'm not involved with the vampire community, but I have certainly have had online friends who are vampires, having been involved in the other king community, which I am no longer involved in. However, um, yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of a schism between the psychic vampires and the sanguinarian vampires. And to be honest, I think there are always going to be some people who want to put themselves above other people. So the only thing I think you can do is, if you want to be part of that community, and I understand that we are social animals, so sure, be a part of a community. You're going to have to, I think, be the change you wish to see in the community. Interact with both groups and just, I wouldn't say give people lectures or start some list of, I mean, there are already all kinds of e-lists, so why start yet another one for, vampire unity or something? There's all kinds of crap like that on the internet all over the place. Why start another one? Just be the change you wish to see in the community. Discuss things like safety and donors and relationships as far as vampires and donors, and things like that, openly, honestly. Um, I rather like what Vampire Zilchi does on YouTube. Actually, Michelle Belanger has a YouTube channel, though I don't think she's posting anything on it. But nonetheless, it's very forthright conversation about actual subject matters instead of people. It's talking about certain ways of thinking within the community rather than which idea is better than all the others. That's going to be sorted out through conversation. That's going to be sorted out through how people apply their ideas. Um, One of the reasons I don't hang around the other kin community is because I think so many of the ideas propagated in that community are stupid. But it wouldn't be very helpful for me to run around the lists and the e-groups and the live journals and stuff saying, you guys are stupid, blah, 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 this is stupid, that, nah, 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 nah. What would it accomplish? Um, I mean, I think, like, the otaku kin are a few cans short of a six-pack. But the best way to deal with this is to actually discuss ideas. Discuss their ideas, not just mine, discuss theirs. And discuss things like thought forms. Discuss things like psychology and the desire to identify something better than yourself. Discuss why people relate so strongly to particular fictional characters, or particular mythical characters, or particular animals for the Therians. I mean, why are human beings relating so strongly to not human things? Now, some people would say that the science fiction and fantasy and pop culture stories are the mythology of this culture. And so what people are doing is identifying with and using that mythology in the same way magicians of the past would do with the myths of old. And the difference is we just identify with what is coming down the pipe today. there was a book by Taylor Elwood called, I think it's called Mass Media Magic or Pop Culture Magic or something in that vein. It's along the lines of, chaos magic and creating thought forms, and just, it's rather out there material, but I mean, I have yet to read it because actually now I probably should get around to reading it, but I've never sat around and said, wow, I really want to do ritual work with this fictional character. So, if the vampire community frustrates you that much and you don't see any hope for change due to you just being an example, you can leave. You don't have to interact with people you don't enjoy. I mean, there are plenty of vampires and otherkin and Therians who just don't interact with people on that basis anymore. They don't say, hey, I'm gonna find a list based on this and then start associating with people based in this commonality. Instead, they'll find friends and whatever and interact with people, and then if they find somebody who's also otherkin or vampire, etc., then okay, cool. That's another point of commonality. If not, cool. I mean, okay. Oh, I probably don't have time. Yes, I do. Yeah, and there are some people in the GBLT community who don't like bisexuals because they're under the mistaken impression that they're just people who cheat on their partners, or they're people who aren't they haven't figured out if they are heterosexual or homosexual. They don't believe bisexuality even exists, which is a misconception. Um, there are people in the GBLT community who believe that transgender people are simply not being honest with other people. Um, they they think that it's to live as your preferred gender is dishonest. They don't understand what it's like, but there's a lot. I mean, just because somebody is in a supposedly open minded community doesn't mean they don't carry misconceptions. And yeah, it's true. GBLT people are human beings with all the flaws implicit therein. And so, again, I would say be the change you wish to see in the community, or you don't have to associate with the community if you don't want to. The first walk is a difficult one, and the latter is one that may cause you to become very lonely. So, but I hope you find people that you can relate to, um, without having to put up with a lot of idiocy. So I'm gonna hang out and wait for a couple minutes while uh, I'm just gonna hang out and wait for a couple minutes so quick capture doesn't cut me off.